welcome to Sports Close-Up Mike Furlow, Jim Berger. Jim, good to see you.
Thank you, Mike.
Meadville girls volleyball here with the head coach. You see him right here between us, Tim Schleicher. Tim, thanks for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Well, let's go back, Tim, because we talked to you when you were at Lionsville.
Yeah, we did.
And then we talked to you when you were at Cash.
Yep.
And now you're at Meadville. So explain to us, how did you get from, well, you know how you got from Lionsville to Cash, but how did you get from Cash to Meadville?
Well, after the fall season last year in 2016, I decided it was time to step down over at Cash and just kind of follow my kids' sports around a little bit. They go to school here at Meadville, so I started missing a lot of things with them, and wanted to be available more for that. And I thought it was a good time to go. We have there's a lot of great players coming back on that team. There's 5 seniors over there, so they're ready. They know what they need to do, and it would make for a good transition for them and for me. So I just put in my resignation there after the season, and decided I was gonna follow my kids around sports and visit other coaches. And when the summer rolled around, I found out that the job came available here, and went through that process, and here I am.
There's no room. It's not true that the rumor out there that John Fry stole you out of Cash.
No, he didn't steal me. No, he didn't steal me. I was available, so yeah.
So did the itch hit you right after you resigned, or how long did it take before you kind of got the itch back to get back into coaching?
It didn't hit me right away. The winter time was fine. I was coaching my daughter's JO volleyball team. She's 10, so just the little guys running around the gym. So I got my fix there, and I got to help my son's 7th grade team. Denny Patton let me in the gym with him to hang around, and so I was in a gym. I just didn't have to run anything or be in charge, and so I was okay with that. But once I found out that this job was available, this is definitely something I had in the back of my mind, even after leaving at Cash. Was my daughter wants to play here, and she's been telling me for years she wants to play for me, and hopefully we have that opportunity in a few years. So you can't wait when things open up.
Right.
Just recently you took your team and you went back to Cash. What was that feeling like when stepping in there and being the opponent's coach?
It was awkward, to be honest. It was, and it's definitely something that I definitely thought about all that day and even the day before, just going back into that gym and make sure to go to the visitor side. And I knew be visiting with a lot of people coming into the gym, and it was on Armstrong that day, and it was on the radio, so there was a lot of distractions going on. We talked a lot about that the day before, and it was exciting though. It was nice. Everyone welcomed me back, and it was good visiting and talking with everybody, and they were asking how our team was doing too. So I wish we would have played a little better that night, but that's part of the process. So
did you have a little bit of an inside scouting report? Like, we know how she handles serve, so we're going to serve to her, or she does this when she sets, or she's going to hit to here. Did that scouting reports help at all?
Yes, but I don't know if we executed on that too much that night. But sure, I'm well familiar with those players, and they're familiar with how I run things too, and what kind of system we like to run. So, the team that plays the best that night is going to win. If we can pick up a point or two on maybe a tendency, that's no different than playing Cash or playing any other teams in the conference that we've seen right now. So, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of familiarity there. But you got to go execute and play, and it was a lot of fun.
Now you had the chance of going back, as we just talked about, but you also have something unique on this team also. You have a member of your team, one of your key players, that her dad is the head coach of the Cash boys volleyball team.
That's true, right? Brian's coaching out there, and Emma does a really good job for us. I don't know if that gives us an advantage or anything like that, but she's well familiar with the game, and Brian, of course, understands what I'm trying to do from my standpoint, so he can reinforce those things, when people get home and maybe aren't as happy with me as some people are. Not that they're unhappy with me all the time, but there's days like that. You have a daughter that played, and it's hard when you get home. That's the time to let loose and vent a little bit. So it's nice to have people there that have been in your shoes, and they can reinforce that. And I had to do that with my kids too, coming through basketball and their softball and all that. Just say, this is what we're gonna do. I'll be dad right now, but this is how you need to approach that situation, because if I was your coach, I would want you to do this. So.
It's interesting you said that, because as a former coach myself, not in volleyball, and then having 2 daughters that played sports, I always told my kids, if a coach isn't on you, I want to know. That means they don't care. Most coaches are on you to push you to become a better player. They're
that's
not
the goal.
tearing you down. They just want you to get better.
No, my job, I don't want them to, my job's not to roll the balls out and make sure we're having a ton of fun at practice. But once we create the culture that working hard is fun and acquiring skill is fun, and then competing hard together, it gets more fun, then, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, we tell them a lot, if your coaches aren't talking to you, that's when you need to worry, not when we are on you for all the things you're doing. Because we're just trying to help you make corrections, and we just want them to be the best version of themselves, so that we're the best version of the Meadville Bulldogs that we can be. So that's the goal every day in the gym, for sure.
Now, having so much coaching experience in the area, most recently as Cash, like we said, did you know a lot about this program coming into it? I'm sure you were familiar with the players, and how did that help you as you kind of took over this past fall?
Yeah, I know. Switching programs, Meadville's definitely an established program, and I know Tom Hayden worked tirelessly to build this program up, and it's not like you're coming into somewhere where the kids haven't touched the ball and they're not aware of what it is to work hard in the gym. So, that was beneficial to coming into that. You have that nice foundation, but on the other hand too, you can't go into a program and try to be a coach that you're not, and to fit into what they do. Like, I have to be the coach I am, because that's how I've been successful. I can't try to be anybody else, and it's going to take us some time to learn from each other and get used to each other, and I think we are doing that. But having that foundation of being a solid program in the area definitely helps when you come in to a new job like this, for sure.
Let's talk about your staff. Who's on your staff, and how much of a help are they to you so far?
Having a great staff is so important. And even over the years through Linesville and Cash, you have to have a really good staff, because you can't work one-on-one with everybody, and the experience we have is great. We have Ron Newman, he's the head coach of the boys, and he's coming back again to coach JV with us. We have Heather Carnes, former head coach at General McLean, former
Bulldog player,
yep, former player here at Meadville, and Amy Decker, who was also a former player here, very involved in elementary programs, JO programs.
And of course, her dad is Mr. Volleyball. Her dad, Danny Patton.
That's right.
If anybody doesn't know volleyball, he knows all about volleyball. He's unbelievable.
Absolutely. I had a lot of fun coaching with him in the springtime with the junior high program, and I love just sitting back and watching him do his thing and learning at the same time. So,
how important is to have a couple female coaches as part of your staff, being that you're coaching females?
I think it's a priority, especially as a male head coach. I think it's a priority. You need a female on staff. There's just, there's things they're going to talk to them about that they're not going to come to me about, and there's a comfort level there that they need to be able to approach them and express things that they might not be able to express to me. And sometimes they tell them to go talk to coach, because then you need to go talk to him and figure it out. But they really have a lot of respect for Amy and Heather, and they definitely approach them with things they need discussed or they feel they need to talk about. But yeah, I think it's paramount that you have someone like that on your staff that they can talk to.
Now, this area is perennially a strong volleyball area, District 10, Northwestern PA. And I read a quote in the paper from you last week talking about Corey. We scrimmage teams like this all the time. This is who we want to be. You talked about the feeder programs, the middle school stuff. What has made that tradition of volleyball so strong here in this corner of the state? It's perennially one of the strongest areas in the state.
Right. Well, all your neighbors are getting better, and if you want to compete with them, everybody's right here to work against. So it gives you someone right in your backyard. You go around this building that we're sitting in, you can go any direction and find a high-quality volleyball team, and we want to be one of those teams. So I think, you have the experience of Sheila and Marcy that have been running those programs and running such a top-notch program that they're consistently good year in and year out. They're elite year in and year out. And, even coming through Linesville, playing them in single A when we were in the FCVC type region, you need to work if you want to compete against Maplewood and Cockernan and and Corey, these guys. So it pushes you, and you don't have to go far to find really good teams to play. So, and it also shows your team, if you want to be an elite team, if you want to be considered in that topic, then you need to compete like they do, and you got to do it on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, not just Tuesdays and Thursdays. So, yeah.
So do you have a long vision for this program, where you want it to be eventually?
Sure, I want it to be one of the top programs in the state. I don't think there's any reason why we can't get there. That's always been the goal, and we just want to be able to compete every night. No matter who we're playing, we should be able to compete and give ourselves a chance to win. Now, if we do, it depends on if we execute enough and the quality of teams that we're playing. The team that plays the best is going to win. But the goal is to train so that we always have a chance to be successful. Whether that materializes on the scoreboard or not is something else. But we want to be competitive every night. That's the vision, and that's just not for the future. I mean, we've been starting that since June. We want to do it. We're in October here, so now's the time to push, to keep taking another stride forward and keep putting another foot forward, that every night we come out of this gym, we're a better team than we walked in. And I think that takes care of the long term if you focused on those daily goals,
So you took over in the summer. Did you have a lot of gym time in the summer with the girls before the season started? So it wasn't exactly, oh boy, the season starts, next week. You were able to kind of see the girls, what you had, take a little overview of the program.
Yeah, we had a little bit of time. About half the summer league. There's a summer league that we play in, and I was able to arrange some scrimmages, and we went to a team camp at Fort LaBeouf. So we had about a month and a half or so together, just getting in a couple days a week, competing in the summer league. So it wasn't just first day of practice, hey, I'm your new coach, and let's see what happens, right? So we did have a little bit of time there. Obviously not as much as I would have liked, but you don't control timing on how these things go, and whenever you get the go-ahead to do it, you just jump right in and get as much done as you can every day and just keep making progress. So, yeah, we got a lot done in the summertime.
That's good.
You got the job. Did you? I'm interested to see about these 2 female assistants you have, because I know a lot about them and they are top notch.
Absolutely.
When you got the job, did you go after them or did they come to you? How did that work out? Because you got 2 greatest. I mean, Mr. Newman's really good too, but the 2 female assistants you have are unbelievable.
Absolutely. Yes, I know. Amy and I talked in the summertime. Absolutely. And I had talked to her even ahead of time and said, look, whatever way this goes, I was like, I just want to let you know that if I get picked, I want to work with you. And, luckily I was, lucky enough to have her volunteer and be in the gym. And Heather's the same way. I wanted her to coach with me at Cashel in the last couple of years, and I kept after her even then. So for her to already be in this, I just had to come to the program she was in, I guess, to work with her. Yeah, it's fantastic to have, all these years of experience in the gym. And I think, I hope the girls realize how much, what a resource they have in the gym every day, and the feedback is constant, and they're getting a lot better. They're really doing a good job with that. But yeah, like we said before, you have to have a top-notch staff, because you can't do it all on your own. And there's things I'm not, there's weaknesses that in my coaching that they pick up and they're really strong at, and I think we work really good together.
What's nice about your staff too, from you all the way down, you've all won.
Yeah.
And the girls need to understand you guys know how to get there to win, because you've all done it.
That's true. We've been there along the ride for those, absolutely. So we've experienced that, and we understand the hurdles and the challenges that it's going to take. And the ones that we're facing today aren't the ones that we're going to have to face in 2 weeks, hopefully. But yeah, to see that process and to keep explaining that to them and making them aware of that, and then once they start pushing through some of those things, they really start. You can hear it in their voices in the gym. You can see it in the way they attack drills and the way they play teams. We're really starting to see that on the court. I think we've defined a lot of that. The first half of the season, we really talked about what we want to be, how we want to be in the gym, all that culture and behavior stuff, that this is what we have to have. This has to be the absolute. And once we define that, then you have to act on it. And I think we're starting to do that. And once you determine that, and once you decide this is how we're going to be in the gym, this is how we're going to be as teammates, and this is how we're going to work on passing the ball even, then they're going to start to see the results, and then the skill acquisition comes. And then that gets a little faster, because now they're in an environment where it's okay to take a risk. It's okay to make sure that I get my shoulders to the ball, or I reach high for the ball every time, because that's what I'm getting feedback on, not the result every time. The results are going to come if you focus on that process and feedback. So that's where we are right now.
If you do the fundamentals, what you're saying is the results are going to take care of themselves.
Absolutely. You're going to give yourself a chance to score if you take care of the ball. I mean, ball control is the number one thing that you need to have to be competitive. And, that's why we talk about this all the time. Why are the same programs so successful all the time? Right? It's not a pure talent thing. I mean, talent helps. You can't coach talent. You can't coach people to be 6'2", but we can work on fundamentals.
Somebody can outwork you.
Sure. Better teams will beat individual talent most often. And that's why the same programs are they're at the end every year, because they're the way they work in the gym and the way they acquire those skills, and they have that ball control. I gotta have the ball control if you want to compete.
And it sounds like, all the teams that I've played on, I played baseball in college, and our coach always said, our goal is to be better tomorrow than we are today. It sounds like that's really happening here, and you don't really want to peak September 5th. It seems like you guys, continuing to show that improvement, and the sky's the limit. It really sounds like, if they continue to buy in.
Absolutely, I believe our ceiling is really high. We don't have a lot of kids that have played varsity. We only have really 3 out of 23 on the roster that played any varsity before this year. We have 7 upperclassmen, but we just keep getting better. It doesn't matter what grade you're in, where you are in the hierarchy of the hallways. It's what you're going to do in the gym today. You're going to make yourself get better. Just 1% better every drill, 1% better every day, every 5 minutes. Sometimes we have to stop and say, hey, let's make the next 5 minutes the best 5 minutes of practice that we had today, and then you can just build off of that. So, yeah, we want to see growth. We want to have a growth mindset in our gym. That, we're not going to have the results we want all the time, but if you want those results, if you're focused on that, then shift your focus to the process and let the results go, because then you significantly increase your chances of getting the results you want. And they're buying into it. They really are, and they're a good group of kids. They work.
And with such a young team, the future's got to be really bright then.
Sure it is, right? Yeah. But don't tell our seniors that, right? We're working on the next couple weeks here, and I know you do get excited about that. You see a lot of young kids, and they're really working hard in the gym, and you see them growing day to day, week to week in the gym. But I can't worry about that future after the season's over, because our future is tomorrow night right now. So, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah, it's exciting, and it's a blessing in disguise too, coming into a new program, because you don't have a ton of kids that have been through the program, 4 or 5 years, and they have to relearn everything. And like I said, it is a very good program, established program, and they really came in with an open mind. But when you get them younger like that, it's going to give them a chance to grow through the years and through the program, and really get better every year that they're in the gym. So.
And really buy into yours. If they came in with you around the same time, it's just it should make the buy-in really easy.
Yeah, exactly. And I've seen it, and they really do. Like I said, I don't think I've had any problems with that. They really were eager to come in and work with me. And it's just, once we establish, this is how we want to do things, then, it takes some time to get through that and to make those changes and that growth. So, but we're doing a good job. They're really working hard. I'm proud of them, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Well, Coach, we want to thank you for giving us a few minutes. We want to talk to some of these young ladies you have, and we want to wish you good luck in the D10 playoffs, which is right around the corner.
It's coming up soon, for sure. That's right. Absolutely.
We'll be back with some of the young ladies of the Meadville Girls Volleyball Program. Back with 2 members of the Meadville Girls Volleyball team, Emily Bradley and Libby Fry. Ladies, thanks for coming on.
You're welcome.
What grade are we in here?
Seniors, yeah.
Okay, so a new coach comes in your senior year. I know he's just off camera, but how's it going so far with the new coach and some adjustment?
Not really, because he kind of just made it his own program in a way, and so we just adapted to him right away.
I think it was completely different, because we had to learn all new things the way he wanted us to do it versus our old coach, and it was just very different. So we had to learn that. Took some time.
And you have 3 assistant coaches, 2 female assistant coaches who are really, in their past, very good volleyball players here at Meadville themselves. How do you guys feel having 2 good assistant female coaches too?
It definitely makes a difference, because there's 20 of us in there, so Coach can't always keep his eyes on us, so they have a way of telling us different things that he might not see. So it's just another set of eyes to give us feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure the fact that they had so much success here as players of the Bulldogs, what does that mean to the team? Are they able to share some stories with you? Are you able to ask them, what was it like back then when you did this? Or, is it cool to get that kind of, information from them, some stories and all that?
They're pretty modest, but it's definitely something to look up to, like, to want to be like them.
Libby, what position do you play?
I'm an outside hitter, but just recently switched to middle, I think.
Oh, okay, which is,
Yeah.
I think, one of the tougher positions on the course, the middle hitter. I really do. And it's a big time got a block there, too, if I'm not mistaken, if you're a
Yeah.
middle. And what do you play?
I'm a middle.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
do you feel about being a middle hitter? Isn't it a tough position, isn't it? With the footwork and everything?
I think it's a tough position just because there's a lot of pressure as far as getting to blocks on time.
Mhm.
But the more pressure, the more fun to me. So I enjoy it.
What do you like about volleyball? Do you like the block the most or the kill?
You stole my question. I was going to ask that.
That's a hard one because I think blocking, honestly, because there's no like better feedback from your teammates when they like put their hands up and ooh and everything like that. So I think blocking for me personally.
Yeah,
Right.
I would
You?
say blocking, just
Yeah.
because like that's on you. Like you can be proud of just
Yeah.
yourself for that one. You know?
Yeah.
So, played volleyball for a long time. I'm sure both of you. Senior year. Any plans for college? What do you have in the future?
I'm not any volleyball in the future. I'm kind of small to be a volleyball
You're going to
player.
ride horses. in the
Yeah,
future.
I'll be riding horses.
Yeah.
You could probably play libero.
Maybe.
I plan on playing softball.
Okay.
So
Anywhere special yet? Any idea where you might go?
a few schools. Undecided though right now.
What some of the schools that you're undecided?
Mount Mercy University.
Mhm.
That's my main one right now. We'll see. There's a few in the toss.
What might you go?
I'll probably go to Allegheny for a year, just to
Harass your brother?
yeah, probably. That's more like
I
it.
know some people up there. So.
Yeah.
And then what do you like to do someday? Any idea yet? You got
No
plenty of
idea.
time.
Yeah, no idea.
I want to get my bachelor's in healthcare administration and my master's in business administration.
All right, so I'll look for you for a loan down the road. So both of you are very good students. I know that too. Let's go back to your coach this year, because what I know of him, and I know how his coaching techniques from Lionsville to Cash and so forth, he's a tactician. He really plans on getting his teams ready for the next match. He has scouting reports. He actually looks for certain players where he wants you to hit to. Did he bring that here to Meadville? Did you find out that he wants you guys to be well prepared for going to a match?
Yeah.
Yes,
We spend
very
like
much
20
so.
minutes before, like right after our practice on going over our scouting report, and it helps a lot. Even if it only 5 points in 3 sets, that's a lot of points in
Sure.
volleyball. So
I could win a game for you within the match, right?
yeah,
So that's pretty cool, right? That you have
Yeah.
a coach that really puts a lot of time into preparing
outside, yeah.
outside the practice to get you guys ready for the match.
Yeah.
What has been? I know playoffs are coming up. A little more than halfway through the season right now. What has been each of your favorite moments so far this season?
So far, I just think all the little individual things that I'm working on are like a big accomplishment for me, just because it's so different and I'm learning.
When you say it's different, how so?
Different as in, I think a lot more pressure is put on us with this coach, like good pressure to make us be better every practice, not just game to game or season to season.
Do you like that? Do you like to have someone that pushes you to become better?
Personally, yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
My favorite part of the season is just the team aspect. There's no drama. We're close and we all get along.
That's
and-
really good when you have a female team. There's no drama.
Yeah, really. When you spend this much time with each other, like there's bound to be some conflicts, and really we haven't had any. So, and for a senior, that's what you want. Like you don't want to like be bickering your senior year because that just makes it not fun. So to me, that's the best part.
And that also has to reflect a little bit on your guys' leadership, I think, as upperclassmen as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. You have a lot of young players, so how do you guys handling that?
We try to make it feel like none of us are really older than the other. Like if they come to play with us, we just make them feel like they're the same age as us. Try to make it as equal as possible, like at school and on the court and wherever else we go.
About when you have a home match, I know from the past that a lot of kids would come and a lot of kids from different teams would come to support the volleyball teams. Is that still going on?
Yeah. You'll see football and hockey players in there all the time. So that's the good thing about Meadville too is
We all support each
yeah,
other.
there's always a crowd at football and volleyball and just everything. So
As I talked a little bit earlier about playoffs and everything coming up, you guys both talked about how different this season was, for your senior year. I guess, what are your goals, I guess, both individually and for the team now as the second half of the season approaches?
Individually, I honestly just to play the best I can to help my team out. And as a team, I think we want to do good in districts, maybe.
My individual goal is just this is my last run at it because I'm not going to be playing in college. So just to be the best volleyball player I can be for myself and my team, finish out strong. And as a team, obviously we want to win districts.
Right.
But there's more to than just winning and playoffs and everything. As a team, we need to unite and get along and keep that's the fun part. So.
As far as outside of volleyball, as far as life itself, and you look back, and now you guys have about 7 months to go until you get in that gym and you get your diploma from Meadville High School. How fast has it gone when you look back? Because you could probably remember when you walked into middle school as a 7th grader, and people said I was going to go fast. When you're a 7th grader, you say, it's not going to go that fast. You look back, it goes fast, doesn't it?
Yeah. I remember starting my first freshman game, and it's crazy to me having freshmen start now and remembering how terrified I was to get in trouble and get yelled at, and it's funny to me thinking back on it and just how crazy that these past 4 years, but it's been a great 4 years. I wouldn't take it back. So
Yeah, it's gone extremely fast.
especially for this one.
Yeah, a little faster. But I can remember when I played in 5th grade volleyball, our little team school. It seems like a couple years ago. It's crazy how fast it's gone.
It does, and that's why I enjoy the last moments you have of high school volleyball, but also your high school career, because you never get it back, but it's an enjoyable life, but it builds on your future life. And knowing both of you a little bit and knowing your background a little bit, both of you are going to be very successful, and that's the most important thing, is to become a productive citizen here, and both of you will have no problem doing that. So thanks for giving us a few minutes.
Thank
You're
you
welcome.
very
Thank
much.
you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back with a few more seniors.
Back here with 2 more members of the Bulldog volleyball team. Ladies, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us what position you are?
I'm Emma Ford. I'm an outside hitter.
I'm Laura Menace. I'm the setter.
Setter, that's an important job.
Yeah, just a tad.
So you make her look good or she makes you look good, right? Is that how it usually works?
I usually make her look good. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Well, let's go about your position being the setter, because you're the quarterback of the team. And
Yeah.
if you don't have a good setter, your team is done.
Yeah.
Okay, I know a lot about the setter because my daughter actually played here. She was a setter. When did you start becoming a setter, and what do you like about it?
I was the setter from the very beginning, 5th grade in elementary school, and I love it because I like to control the team. Just I control who gets the ball, who doesn't. I just like that part of it.
Do you ever get during a contest where your coach is trying to tell you who to set it to if they feel someone's really hot, or do you just set it to who you want at all time?
It depends on where the ball is at when it gets passed to me. I usually try to make the easiest set.
And being upperclassmen, I'm sure you played with a lot of your hitters for a long time now. How does that help with the chemistry? I've heard some setters and hitters can kind of read each other's minds. Just give them a look and they'll know to expect the ball. They'll know where to put the ball. Is that how kind of?
Yeah, we have been playing since 5th grade together, so I know where she's at all the time. I know her looks. I know everything. So that makes it a lot easier than someone that started this year playing varsity.
So if Emma gives you a little disgusted look because she thought the set wasn't good, you kind of read that right away?
Yeah.
So she's not getting the ball from more seconds.
Yeah, that's usually how it is.
Now, yeah, I'm sure you're able to back set also, and what gives you a lot of pleasure being a setter? When you tip it over and they're not ready for it and you get a point real quick, or when you have a good back set or a front set, or?
I think my favorite part is just when I have a great set and then my hitter just gets a kill off with it, and that just makes me feel good.
Of course, being a setter, passing is very important
Yeah.
because you need good passing to set the ball properly.
Yeah.
How is Meadville's passing this year?
It's gotten a lot better since last year. Like, I can actually like get pretty decent sets out there, and
You're not running all over the court then,
yeah, for the most part.
which is a tough thing for a setter to do, is run a lot and try to set well.
Yeah.
And I got to ask you this question because we touched on it with your coach. Your dad is the head coach of Mass boys program now.
Traitor.
How did he feel going into last week's contest at Mass? Was he kind of quiet? Or did he sit on Meadville's side, or where was he at?
Well, I told him he had to sit on Meadville's side, but Olivia Pfaff on Cash's team like made a joke with me talking about, ooh, which side is your dad gonna sit on? Like a little contest there, but he sat on Meadville's side.
Do you look better in red or blue?
Definitely red.
How's it going for you this year, being your senior year? Has it been a productive year in volleyball?
Yeah, I would say so. I started off the year as a middle,
Mm-hmm.
but now I think I'm on the outside again, so it's better for me that way, I think.
What do you like about the outside?
I have more time to like time my approach.
Mhm.
Like for the middle, you kind of have to go in really fast
Right.
and make sure you're always watching to see where she's at and where she wants to set it. So outside is kind of just easier for me.
It's interesting listening to you two and the other two girls earlier. A lot of people that go to volleyball matches have no clue about it. They think
Yeah.
it's a piece of cake. You just throw the ball up, you hit it down, and how come you guys aren't getting a good dig or a good pass or a good kill? Or why'd you let them block it? There's a lot of technique involved in this game, isn't there, that people really don't know? And maybe your dad knows, but maybe some parents don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just reading the ball. Like, it's more just reading it in a mental game than anything.
And people make comments to me and be like, "Oh, what's so hard about volleyball? Why are you sore?" I'm like, "Oh, you can go out there and do it."
And that's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's a very tough game. It's a good physical game. It's also a very mental game. As you said, reading the ball. One of the main things, Coach talked about having a program that's going to be very good year in, year out. And good programs, you know what the good programs never do? They never let the ball hit the floor. No matter how small, if you take a school like Hockford, which is a small school, their team pride is never letting the ball hit the floor. They take pride in that, and I can see that coming back in Meadville too, where kids are starting to dive, and maybe you don't get it all the time, but the attempt is there not to let the ball hit the floor. And sometimes you just have to get it over, right? You might not get a
Yeah.
kill, but you just want to get it over so you can continue to rally.
Yeah, and I think Coach has helped us with that a lot because, like, the passion that he has for the game is kind of, like, brought upon us, too. And, like, our energy, I feel like, is so, like, much more,
Like, what do we have to lose?
Yeah, like, just the love he has for the game makes us love it, too. And I feel like that's great.
And it is great. And, he's won wherever he's been. He's won big time wherever he's been, so he's going to bring that here to Meadville. And you guys are exactly right. If you don't have a passion to win, you're not going to win. If you just think, well, whatever. Whatever doesn't carry winning. It's
Yeah.
your passing. Now, both of you, what do you want to do next year?
Definitely go to college. I'm not
For what?
sure
And
for what.
You're not sure for what?
Nah.
Volleyball, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I'm not sure where I want to go either, but I want to go into the medical field, and I don't think I'm going to play volleyball.
Going to the medical field, that's a great thing, because you'll be able to get a job anywhere in the country. Like if you want to live eventually someplace warm all year round, you can be able to do that. That's a great
goal.
Yeah. Same question I asked the other two. When you look back, how fast did it go tonight? You guys going to be graduating here soon?
So fast. I remember, like you said, 5th grade. Tom Hayden was coaching us. And now we're seniors, and it's just crazy to think about, like, we're graduating this year.
You talk about a man that loves Meadville volleyball, former head coach that still gets involved in the
Yeah.
elementary program. He breathes and he sleeps Meadville volleyball, girls Meadville volleyball especially. He sure does.
I talked to Coach earlier, too, about, the pipeline in Meadville and the local area. You said you've been playing together since 5th grade, I guess. Kind of what got you into the game? Was it more of like a, hey, everyone else is doing it, or hey, your volleyball is pretty cool, or what got you into it, and I guess what's kept you in it?
For me, I have 2 older brothers that graduated, or like passed, and they were both playing volleyball, and they were both really good. So like I've always been to all those games, and I just always wanted to follow in their footsteps.
For me, it was my dad played. Well, he went to Cochranton, and my mom played here, like under Tom Hayden coaching. So I was like, well, my parents did it. I guess I can do it. So that's what had me doing it.
And I guess last question. I asked the two teammates earlier, what has been your favorite moment of the season, and what is your goal for the second half of the year?
My favorite part is just the team aspect. Like, we're all like pretty much a family and really close knit this year especially. And I hope that we can go far in districts.
Yeah. My favorite moment would also be that, but also when Emily Bradley asked Coach how his eyebrows got so nice. And he looked at her for a second and then was like, drop and give me 5. That was funny.
Did you get the answer?
What's that?
Did I get the answer from the coach?
No.
No.
I guess my goal for the rest of the season would obviously be to win districts, but hope we can get there. So, yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
your
Thank
time,
you.
and good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
We'll be back with a couple more after this.
Back with 2 more Bulldog players, Lucy Smith and Natalie Miri. Got that right?
Yes.
You guys are sophomores.
Yeah.
There's a young group here on the team.
Yeah.
Position.
I'm an outside hitter. Also an outside hitter.
Okay, and you guys were freshmen last year on the team, obviously, and the coaching change came in. How do you guys feel about the change, and how's it going so far?
I definitely think it's a good change. He's definitely came in and helped us improve on a lot of things, like things that we were struggling with before we've gotten a lot better with, and he's made us have a better attitude towards things too.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's been a very positive change for us, and us being as young as we are, I think it's really fortunate for us that we're going to be able to continue 3 years with the same coaching that we have.
When you guys got together the first time this summer with the new coach, how did that go? How was the adjustment? Right? Was it easy to buy in right away?
I feel like it was very weird at first because, and no matter where you go, every coach is a little bit different. But just like knowing that this is how it was going to be for the year, it was kind of very like eye-opening. We're like, oh wow, this is like a very different way to play.
Yeah, it was just different to get used to at first, but when we got used to it, it was cool to have.
I always felt that young people, correct me if I'm wrong, get a satisfaction when they're challenged in a positive way. To be better and work harder and do things that actually make you sweat in the gym and then you feel good about it when you see results start happening. Did you notice that? And was it a good feeling? Was it like a natural high when you get better?
Yeah, I've definitely worked a lot harder this season, and it's good to feel like I'm putting in effort and making improvements.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, we talked to the seniors earlier. You mentioned how much of a young team you guys are. How have they been as leaders? What kind of leadership have they provided? Not only new coach, but in high school and what to expect and all that stuff.
I think that we are very fortunate to have the group of seniors this year that we do. They're the type of girls that not only will lead you on the volleyball team, but they're the ones that make sure to say hi in the hallway and they all checked up on the freshmen on the first day, first couple of weeks. It's just they're all very loving.
Yeah, they've welcomed us as younger players playing with them. They've been playing together for so long, so they make us feel like we're welcome to play with them.
Talked to your coach, talked to a couple of the seniors earlier on about having 2 female assistant coaches. That's got to make you guys feel more comfortable there too, that sometimes it may be hard to talk to a male about something, but your own female can actually help you a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, it's good to have their input on things too.
Yeah, I agree. I just think it's kind of nice to have their way of thinking towards things, and it's nice to have different ways to look at. So.
And knowing that they were in your shoes a few years back, they played here, they had successful careers here, they know what it takes. That's got to be a pretty cool thing, also.
Yeah, definitely, because then it's kind of well, this could be us someday.
So, what are your goals? I mean, you guys are only sophomores. Where do you want to take this program? I mean, you're gonna, you have the rest of this year, and you have 2 more years. Where do you want to see this program go before you guys walk out here with your diplomas?
I think we'll definitely get better, and the younger kids will come up and even make more improvements. And I want to keep playing, so hopefully I keep getting better and getting more opportunities.
Yeah, I agree completely.
So we asked the others this question. You guys are outside hitters. What do you like better, the big kill or big block?
For me, I definitely like getting a kill better than a block. I don't know. I'm just not as strong of a blocker.
That's a hard question. Well, I guess I like getting kills better just because, like, I don't know, like, you put that on the ground and, like, you put it where they couldn't get it, and that's just a cool feeling.
And you guys also, I'm sure, play some defense, too. Pretty nice dig off of a serve's got to be a good feeling, too.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
a really good feeling.
And now let's talk about serving, because in rally scoring, that's a big part of the game now. How much time do you guys put into practice? You're serving during a practice to make sure, because so many times you're giving away a free point when you hit it into the net.
We work on serving quite a bit in practice, just working on getting a consistent serve, so in those circumstances we don't put it in the net. So
Yeah, recently we've been doing, like, every time we'll go in for water, when just waiting for everyone to kind of like collect back in, we'll like practice serving a little bit, and like we're starting to get down some jump serves, and I think we're working on a good amount.
I was going to ask, you see, especially, if you watch a college game match, for example, the same server might have 4 different serves. One will be a bullet off a jump serve. One will be a little lollipop. Do you like to do that as well? They're on the same serve every time. Do you aim for the same place?
Yeah, no, I think it's really nice to kind of have like a bunch of different serves that you can master, just because playing different teams, they have different defenses. Some will be better than others. You need to hit it harder or hit it shorter or deeper, and so being able to do that is a very good thing to do.
we work a lot on ball control, so being able to put the serve where it's going to be harder for the defenders to get it is something that we work on a lot. And jump serving, we work on doing it with that too. So
Do you guys get help sometimes with what type of serve by looking over and the coach has maybe a signal on the bench to what type of serve they want you to perform?
yeah.
Do you ever get nervous then when the coach is telling you what kind of serve to perform and you're saying to yourself, I don't know if I can do that right? Or you just know you can and you go and execute it?
Well, him telling us to do it makes me feel like, okay, he wants me to do this, so I should do it. So then I try my best.
Yeah, it's a little bit more makes you a little more nervous, because then you're just kind of oh, now I need to really focus on getting that spot instead of just your own personal decision. But I think it helps a lot too, because then you're kind of seeing this is the better place to put it instead of just serving it onto the court.
So you're actually taking your practice into the match, right? And you're seeing why you do this in practice, because it's going to help you in the match, and then you see the outcome when you get an ace or you get a double hit on the other side or something.
Yeah.
We talked with the upperclassmen earlier about how long they've played together and everything. Both being sophomores, have you guys played together a lot? A team primarily of freshmen and sophomores. Have you gotten to play a lot with your teammates?
Yeah, our grade personally, when we were in elementary school, most elementary schools start 4th grade. We went to West End. We had a 4th grade program, so instead of 5th grade, we started 4th grade, and we both played 3 years of club together, or maybe 4, I don't know. So we've played a lot of volleyball together. Our grade, we all have a very strong bond as a grade.
So you guys are playing JOs in the summer.
Yeah, in the spring.
Spring, which is really important, and that's really where you really expand and even get better, because there's so many teams all over the place now. You guys travel all over the place, make new friends and so forth. That's pretty cool, right? You guys like that?
Yeah.
And the parents don't mind driving you all over the place?
Well, they say they don't.
Yeah.
I talked to the other girls earlier. What has your favorite moment of the season been so far?
Personally, just my most achieving moment was our first cash game. The first set, he threw me back row for Emma, and just to switch things up, and I got all my serves in, and I passed the ball pretty well, and it's just I don't know, it's just like,
A load off.
yeah, you're like, whew, thank God. Like, you're so nervous at the time. Then I went and like sat back down after switching back out, and I was like, did that just happen?
And that's got to be great for your confidence moving throughout the year now, too.
Yeah.
So the fact that it happened early on in the season, that's got to be, all right,
Yeah.
we got this.
I don't really have a certain favorite moment. I think it's the games like Warren and Cash and Corey when I'm playing my hardest. I like as hard as I can, and I'm getting as many balls as I can. I'm doing as best as I can, and like I'm doing good. Like that's just really accomplishing for me.
Yeah, those are 3 really good teams. We talked about the strength in this area of volleyball. How does that feel to do so well against such a good team? It's like, hey, I got it. We're good here too.
It's cool. It's cool to play against teams like that and to just see how we can like hold our own with them and see how much better we've gotten as teams. And yeah.
Being that you guys are young, how rewarding is it to see your student body come out and really support you? I know they can get loud in there sometimes.
It's cool having support from your school, like for your sport, just having them come in and just cheer for you when you do something good.
Yeah, and I know Emily Bradley said it earlier, but Meadville is like, just in our area, like specifically, we're very like our student body is very like for each other. Like you always see the student body at each other's games, and you know everyone just even in the hallways, like it's a very like friendly environment.
Mm-hmm. How much does that help having a loud crowd behind you?
It's great. Like it, just like going back to serve and you hear everyone like cheering like go Nat, like you just like it helps you kind of like calm yourself. You're like, you know, everyone wants the best for me. I just got to go out and do what I know how to do.
And then you get the ace, the crowd goes wild.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, too, ladies, if when you go in the gym and you look on the right side and you see all those banners from the girls volleyball program, there's a lot of success in that gym from the girls volleyball program in the past. And I know you guys are going to carry on the tradition in the future. So we want to wish you both good luck. And you two are another example of why this country's in great shape, because you guys are going to be future leaders in this country, and you guys are awesome young ladies, and we wish you nothing but the best the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.